How to start a clothing brand. So I run a clothing brand called Not Water. It stands for Not Neglecting Our Talents, Willing to Take a Risk. We sell in about 415 stores throughout the world. We sell eyewear, apparel, bags, and accessories. And so I'm gonna give you the tips that I've learned from having a clothing brand for the past 3 years on how to start one. The first tip is to figure out a name and what this name actually means to you. So as you saw in the beginning, I told you I created my name Not Water, and it's an acronym for something else. And so what this name meant to me was the whole brand was inspired by my great-grandfather who moved my family from Nigeria to America. So I wanted to create a brand that embodied that same risk-taking and, give people confidence to take that next step in life. Not water, not neglecting our talents, willing to take risks. Moving from Nigeria to the US is a big risk in the 1900s. So that's what that name meant to me. So figure out a name and what this name means to you and why you want to create a clothing brand and a community behind it. The second step I would do is create a logo. So, once you have the name, you're going to want to start designing your logo, and that should, really resemble the vibe and feel you want people to feel when they see your brand. So, if you want to create a logo, I would look on Fiverr, Upwork, or find some friends who are good at graphic designing who can do that work for you. So after you get your name and after you get your logo, I would definitely look into getting your domain. So your domain is the website. So where you can start to eventually make a website. So I think you go on websites like GoDaddy.com, and I think there's some other ones as well, where you can then purchase the domain name. So, from there, you'll basically own this name and no one can take it. After you get your domain name, I would work also on getting your social media handles. I would get the social media handle for Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, Pinterest, everything. Get it on every single social media website. And if your name's taken, then I would look into other alternatives of a name. So luckily my name was available, but I do know a lot of brands will put, let's say, your brand is called Taxi Official. That's also another way to go as well. So get your social media websites on everything, super important. The next thing I would do is to find a product. And so I would start designing the type of product that you want. Maybe you start sketching out a product, maybe you start looking at different mocks on the internet. Once you have the idea of your product, you're going to want to find a manufacturer. You can search locally and find manufacturers locally that can, maybe you're doing a t-shirt, hoodie, pants, or you're doing something a little bit more streetwear and a little bit more customized. Find someone locally that can do that. Or if that doesn't work, then you can go on websites like Alibaba, where you can find thousands and thousands of manufacturers on there as well. So, you can either go the local route, which is just going to be a lot quicker. So it just depends what your business model is, or you can go on Alibaba and find manufacturers there. The next step is to buy a sample. So after you find your manufacturers, your designs, do not go and buy a bulk order. Buy the sample. You want to test out the quality. You want to see how it looks. You want to wear it, and you want to also see people's responses. So a sample allows you to see, is this a product that I would really like? So once you buy the sample, now you have your first product. You can create videos from it, you can take pictures from it, and then you can start to get a real life response and ask people what they think of it. If you're wearing it out, people are like, wow, that shirt's hard, or that is tough, I love that. Then you have a good product on hand. So buy the sample. After you buy the sample, I would definitely test it for I personally test my samples for 3 to 6 months. I wash it. I wear it, because washing it's really important, because you want to see that it has longevity through it. So you want to see it doesn't just break down, or if it's embroidery or print, it doesn't just come off easily. So I would definitely wash it. And then also building up hype is really important. You wearing it and people seeing that you're wearing it, you're getting real life responses for your clothing brand. So And then you can also take a lot of content in it in the meantime if this is something that you really like. So then when you eventually order the bulk order, you have a little bit of content to now promote on these social media websites that you've created. So once you have your product, I would definitely start trying to build your website. So let's say you've tested your sample, you're like, this is the way I want to go. You have the domain name, you have the product and everything, you have your manufacturer. Start building that website. You can find website builders just by looking online, or you can go through Fiverr, Upwork. So start building that website and get your product on there. And you're gonna need to do that by taking professional pictures. You don't want to put iPhone pics on there. You want to take professional pictures. So you're gonna have to either hire a professional photographer or get a professional camera yourself and take professional flat lay pictures so you have nice, clean e-commerce pictures. And then you're also gonna maybe need a model. You can model it yourself, or you're gonna have to hire one of your friends or ask one of your friends to collab with you. Like, hey, I'll give you this shirt if you're able to model for an hour for me. And then through that photo shoot, you can get photos, videos, and everything. And that can be your jumpstart into starting your brand, your website, your social media, and your first campaign as well. Once you have done all of this, I would definitely start looking into getting an LLC and making your business legal. This is largely because there's a lot of benefits into getting an LLC. You can get credit lines, which is really important because as you start to do more and more productions, you can start putting that on a credit card, which allows you to build your business credit and also saves you from having to pay that money all up front. The great thing with a lot of business credit cards is usually most of them, the first 12 months, they don't charge you any interest. So it kind of gives you some time to, generate revenue from the brand and, also build up that credit. And as you're paying off that credit card, you also get points as well. So these points, you're basically like getting free money as well. And a lot of business credit cards as well, like let's say in the first 3 months you spend like $6,000, they'll give you like $900 worth of cash back. So this is just all money that you can just go back and reinvest into your business. So definitely keep that in mind. The next thing that I kind of alluded to earlier is like start to take videos and pictures, like, create content, do your e-commerce pictures, do your e-commerce photo shoots, and then maybe if you want to take it to that next step, then start thinking of a campaign. So you want to start creating mood boards and really seeing what direction you want to take your brand in. So, with me, I love the creative process, so I really focused on that when I first started the brand. So yeah, these are all the tips that I would do if I wanted to start a clothing brand. So if you thought this was helpful, like this video, subscribe. And if you also have any questions that you want me to tap into more or answer, shoot me a comment under the video and I'll answer all the questions you guys have. So I'm wishing, if you have a clothing brand, I'm wishing you guys the best of luck. It is an amazing process, but it's also not easy. You have to put in the work, but if this is something that you want to do and that you love, you'll never feel like you're working a day in your life. So peace.